Now we study 3 cases that in which the mother is a carrier and the father is a carrier. So at the time of meiosis, gametes are being formed. Now in case of carrier mother, the genotype is HBA, HBS, and the father, the genotype is HBA and HBS. Now once it is being fertilized, so you can see that one child is normal, 2 child they are having carrier trait, and the 4th child is a sufferer of sickle cell anemia. So it means that if the both parents are carriers of the sickle cell trait, there is a chance, 1/4 chance, they will be having a child that suffers from sickle cell disease. Now in case of second type of cases, if the mother is carrier and the father is normal, then we can see that there are 50% chances that the offspring can be a normal offspring, and the 50% are the one who are the carriers, that is they are having the sickle cell trait carrier state. Now in case of third type of case in which the father is a carrier of sickle cell disease and the mother has the disease, that is she is showing the sickle cell disease syndrome or sickle cells, then you can see that the father is heterozygous and the mother is homozygous recessive. So the offspring, 50% of the offspring are heterozygous and they are the carrier, and 50% are the one who are homozygous and they are having the sickle cell anemia. Now one of the interesting fact is that in case of sickle cell trait, the person who are having this sickle cell trait, they are being prevented from malaria. You all know that the malaria is a life-threatening disease caused by a parasite that invades red blood cells. The parasite is carried by some species of mosquito. In case of malarial parasite, the mosquito is female Anopheles. A person who is heterozygous, that is the genotype of that person is having HBA, HBS. So for sickle cell anemia has protection from malaria because the malaria parasite is unable to invade and reproduce in the sickle cells, because it is only going to invade the normal RBCs, not the sickle type of RBCs. Now a person who is homozygous for sickle cell anemia, that is having the genotype HBS, HBS, he is also showing protection but is at high risk of dying from sickle cell anemia rather than malaria. So he will die at early stage. So it is, although he is showing resistance to the malaria, but the death is occurring due to its own sickle cell trait. Now if person with a normal hemoglobin, that the genotype is HBA, HBA, so that person is contracting malaria in that malarial epidemic area. Now you can see that if a person, like it is very much valid in this malaria is endemic usually in Africa, where if the African children who are heterozygous for the sickle cell allele, they have a 10-fold reduction in the risk of getting malaria. So it means that the one who are being prevented are the one who are the heterozygous form of trait, not of the homozygous, and it is also causing the malaria in normal hemoglobin person. Now there is a summary that there are 2 versions or alleles of the gene important for the inheritance of sickle cell anemia, that is A and S. So these are the alleles. The 2 alleles are codominant, that is meaning there is no dominant or recessive version of the gene, and individuals with 2 alleles, that is HBA, HBA, have normal hemoglobin and therefore normal RBCs. Now those with 2 S alleles, that is HBS and HBS, which is also, we say that they are having the homozygous recessive trait, develop sickle cell anemia. Those who are heterozygous for sickle cell is having HbA, HbS, they produce both normal and abnormal hemoglobin, as these are codominant. So both type of RBCs are being produced, and in such case they may suffer some symptoms of sickle cell anemia under conditions of low blood oxygen, such as high altitude or during exercise. Like if a person is going at high altitude where the oxygen level is low, or during exercise when the body demands more oxygen, then the symptoms of the sickle cell anemia can be seen. Now, the heterozygous individuals are said to be carriers because they are the one who are not showing the disease, but they are carrying the genes within them. So they are the one who are said to have sickle cell trait. And beside it, the heterozygous trait, cell trait of the sickle cell. So in that case, they are showing tenfold reduction in their risk of getting malaria.